Welcome to the Drama Queen Perspective, a podcast designed to empower, inspire, educate, and entertain. Drama Queen is a philanthropist, educator, business owner, poet, and performer. So you know you will be entertained. Find out what's trending. Get a thumbs up or thumbs down on the hottest restaurants, places, and things. And find out ways to help your business grow. And much, much more. Without further ado, here is your host, Drama Queen.
What's up? It's your girl Drama Queen coming to you with another reaction video for season 7 of 60 Days In. We are still talking about episode 6, The Gambit. The first reaction video we did for this particular episode was about Lucky, Chucky, and the sheriff. So make sure if you haven't seen that you go back and you look at that video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and you hit that bell to be notified when we upload more videos or podcast episodes. All right, so let's dive into this episode again. All right, I want to start off by talking about Darius. In this episode, we're going to talk about Darius and his mentorship, and then we're going to talk about Carlos and his mentorship. But to begin, I want to start with Darius. I love that at the beginning of the episode, he said that his number one mission was to take care of Deshaun. Now, Deshaun's roommate does appear to be a big old bully. And my heart hurt when Deshaun was like, I'm not strong. I know I can't fight. I think that's a reason why people like that, because I was that person at one time in my life and people used to bully me. And so I think that's a reason why I'm such a champion for the underdog, why I have spent the majority of my life, my working life, working, whether it was volunteering or whether it was my actual job that I got paid to do, working with the underdog. It's something about that. I hate when people prey on those that appear smaller and weaker. I hate that. So I really, really admired Darius's want to and his mission to want to just take care of Deshaun. I just really love that. He was like, I just wanted to take him in the corner and defend himself. And I was thinking, me too, and I'm a girl. But I know what you're saying and how you feel, because there were people that were in the jail. There were young ladies that were in the jail that I kind of felt that way about as well. And I really like the fact that Darius had, a couple of man-to-mans with Deshaun. I love it. I remember when I was growing up, and my mom would put me in summer camp because I got bored easily. So in summers, I had to do something or I would just get in trouble. And I remember I was real little and frail, and there was this young lady that, kind of big, looked like she could fight. People were scared of her, and she taught me how to fight. And I just thought about Deshaun and, Darius, and then me, and I think her name was Anna. I don't remember exactly, but now, y'all, oh my God. I said, Jesus, take the wheel, take the tire, take the catalytic converter. Jesus, take the brakes. Jesus, take the windshield wipers. I had to pause the TV when Deshaun was pretending to kiss a woman, y'all. I lost my breath. I was like, oh my God, where's my asthma inhaler? Lord Jesus. Oh my God. But I loved that moment because his innocence makes me want to find him and take him under my wing. Like the fact that he's innocent, he knows he's innocent. It really makes me want to know more about him and his story. I feel like I need to reach out to Darius and see, has he been able to reconnect with Deshaun? Is he out of jail? Did he go to the homeless shelter? Deshaun is one of the reasons why I enjoyed this show before becoming a participant. And one of the reasons why I wanted to become a participant was to mentor people like him. So it has been a joy, a complete joy to watch the relationship with Darius and Deshaun. But when he was kissing the air, I about lost my marbles, y'all. I about lost my marbles. It did when Deshaun was like, I think I want some tips on sex. I'm like, wait, what? But here's the thing. This is what I am truly enjoying about this season. And maybe because I wasn't there. In my season, I know we had a lot of moments like this and mentoring moments and relationship building, but none of those moments, or very few of those moments, made the air. I feel like season 6, that season was made to showcase the drama between Jennifer, Ashley, and I. So they didn't want to show any cohesive or great relationships. So I am truly, truly enjoying seeing that this season, because it's so interesting, the relationships that you build and the conversations that you have in jail. Tiffany, my roommate, and I, we had some amazing conversations. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from her. I mean, we played cards, we colored, we read, we talked about everything. We listened to music. We had a little Walkman. We turned up real loud and we would have our music playing while we were playing cards. And if you are a person that has a little bit of a heart, you're gonna build relationships while you're in there because you spend a lot of time with those people. Okay. Let me take a breath because Deshaun and Darius, they love the mentorship relationship. I was done. And so then we go into the porn conversation about the cartoon versus the human porn. I just couldn't take it. Like, I literally had to pause the TV, get up and walk away and go get me something to drink, regain my composure so I could sit back down and take notes. I was like, this is too much for the girl. This is like, wow. Like, this is too much. But I like the fact that, Darius got it back onto a serious note when Deshaun was saying, I might have to go to a homeless shelter. And Darius was talking to him about making a plan. And he was like, Darius, I felt like Darius was so genuine when he was like, anything that I can instill that can help him. Oh, God. Okay, see. I will tell you this. Since the pandemic and with me battling with autoimmune diseases, I have not been physically in the classroom. But honey, when I saw Deshaun and Darius hug, it touches me now. It really warmed my heart. It made me miss that interaction because a lot of times some people, I've had some of my past students tell me that they hadn't had a hug in years. And sometimes I would just hug my students and we would just sit there and just cry, and I would pray with them and I would talk with them. Sometimes we forget how important human touch is. I remember when my grandmother passed away several years ago, something my sister said, and I took it for granted. And she said, my grandmother was in a nursing home. So every time that my sister would come home, she would go to the nursing home and she would, rub my grandmother down with lotion and, do her hair and oil her scalp. And she was like, a lot of times when you lack that human touch, sometimes when you have that, it can do wonders for you. And I felt it. I felt it in my spirit. Oh, I felt it in my spirit when Darius and Deshaun hugged. It made me feel some type of way. Okay, now let me get my composure together. The flooding of the toilet. That is such a common occurrence in the jails, especially when you have inmates that have mental issues. That's their way of acting out, is I'm going to flood the toilet. But they don't realize that you are causing health hazards for everyone, anger for everyone, and could potentially be causing yourself harm because people know who did it and they may want to lay hands on you. It is the nastiest shit ever, literally. Now, one of the things that Darius said is it took 15 minutes. And I'm like, well, dang, that really ain't bad considering that we're in the middle of COVID. They're short staffed. That's not long to wait. We weren't in the middle of COVID, and sometimes we would have to wait a long time. I want to say hours, but I don't want to exaggerate, but I'm going to say over 15 minutes. But I do know when you are in the midst of piss and shit coming in and you're smelling it and you're seeing it and you're hearing it, 15 minutes seems like 15 days. So I do get that, something else that, Chase has said this as well, but that Darius said is the ability to be able to tap out makes this mission, and not necessarily mission, but this time in jail a lot harder than the other times. It adds another dynamic to it. But he's like, then you think about everything you gave up and you want to stay. And even though I stayed about half of the time, I gave up a lot to be on the show as well. And that's the thing that I think that a lot of people don't realize. And, I'll even say, even though I'm not a fan of Lucky Chucky, he gave up a lot. He left his baby. He had a little baby and he left his relationship. When you're doing a show like that and you are going to jail and you have to leave your family, your friends, I had to quit my job. I had to close my business down. I had to leave my family. I had to miss multiple birthdays, miss holidays. It is a huge, huge sacrifice. That's why I say at the end of the day, even including Lucky Chucky, and I've said this in videos even before he threatened me, that at the end of the day, everybody's still family, because the fact that you made the sacrifice, it says something about your character, that you were willing to make that sacrifice. All right. That is all I have on Darius. Let's go ahead and move to Carlos, who almost gave me a damn heart attack. Like, I need to go get like a defibrillator, and I think I'm just gonna have to start watching the rest of the episodes like with somebody, so if I like spaz out, they can just hook up the defibrillator and just bring me back to earth, because Carlos is stressing me the hell out. Like, from the previews, I thought that I was gonna go into this episode hating Carlos. I went from hating Carlos to like loving Carlos to like being like empathetic. I just had so many feelings. So let's go ahead and dive on up into Carlos's behind. First of all, Carlos, you did not call Nicholas Little Zane. I'm done. I'm going to have to make sure that I put up a Little Zane comparison, because I'm done. Not Little Zane. Nicholas, is something about Nicholas that captures my heart as well. He has no family, and he is one of the many people that look at jail as I get 3 hots and a cot. You know, I talked about this in the previous video, talking about the same episode with Lucky Chucky and the sheriff, and how a lot of times jail is a step up above what a lot of people that are in jail they have. And so it's just so sad to know that that's such a common occurrence. And, you know, when he said he does dope to avoid eating, I was just like, oh my God. Like, this episode had me so emotional. He said in jail he can eat. It's just, it's sad. I just was sitting there like wanting to just reach out and just hug Nicholas, because I feel like Nicholas wants to change, but he just doesn't know how. He has not been equipped with the necessary tools to make those changes. I wonder if Carlos has been in touch with Nicholas, if Nicholas is out of jail, if he stayed out of jail, if, you know, one of the things I know that Ashley and I do from our season is Ashley and I, we communicate quite often, is we'll look up and see, you know, what inmates are still in the jail. So I wonder if the season 7 participants do that. But, you know, one of the things that Carlos said is, in jail, life is like a game of chess, and I am a king. You know, I did think that was a little cocky, but I said, you know, let me finish watching the episode before I all the way say that he was completely cocky through this episode. And after watching the complete episode, I don't feel like he was. I think it was set up to make the episode look that way. But after the episode aired, he definitely got some cool points. I felt like Carlos did a good job mentoring Nicholas. I wanted to see that from Chase. So I'm glad that Nicholas is still getting that mentor ship. So Carlos, bruh, thanks for picking up the ball that your boy Lucky Chucky dropped and fumbled. I thought it was interesting again that they showed a little bit of Carlos's backstory again, you know, that he joined the Latin Kings at 16 years old and he was about that life. And, you know, he's speaking from experience. So even if Nicholas or someone else that he mentored inside of the Henry County Jail feel like, well, damn, you know, he was a snitch because he was on 60 days in, they can see this and see, no, I mean, yeah, some people may think that, but he really was about that life. What he's speaking from experience. And, you know, a lot of these participants, they are speaking from experience. So I like the fact that they do have the participants that are previous inmates, because it will allow the inmates that they are mentoring or attempting to mentor to look at it a different way and not necessarily think bad or be angry at the participants for being a part of the program. Interesting, Carlos said, friends be the first ones to turn on you. You better preach, Carlos. You better preach. You know, one of the things that I wrote in my notes is a way to use your past experience to bring about change, Carlos. And, you know, he keeps talking about chess. Life is like a game of chess. You think before you move. Everyone is a pawn, even Nick. I was like, wait, what? No, Carlos, wait. No, wait. So are you genuinely trying to mentor him? Are you trying to use him? Now I'm confused. Now I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm happy. I don't know. I feel real tripolar right now. Carlos, you make me tripolar. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, because I be feeling all kind of ways dealing with you. I be watching 60 Days In, Carlos. And Zoe and Bella be looking at me like they be coming over here trying to cheer me up, because I be just going through an array of emotions. You got me tripolar. And I don't like it. I don't like it. But it is all about, you know, one of the things he said is It's all about how you carry yourself and how you feed. You can get whatever you want. Very true. You can. It just, when you say it like that, it can sound manipulative. But I get it. But it can still sound manipulative, and yeah, I'll just leave it at manipulative. Now, when you first asked Nick to get the shank, I was pissed. Because I was thinking that's like, because the way that they kind of showed the preview was like, Nick was going, wrestle him or whatever. And I thought it was like immediate. I didn't know it was going to be conversation and all of that. And so, I know they got to set up the episode and make it look interesting, the trailer for it. And so they did that. I was just like, you asked Nick to get the shank. And again, I was like, really? I paused it, really? Like, really? Like, seriously? Like, I paused and I'm looking at the TV, like, really, Carlos? Like, you can hear me, Carlos, for real. That's what we doing? Carlos, seriously. I was just thinking, damn, you put him at risk. But you did kind of put him at risk because he is he doesn't necessarily think before he acts. So what I was thinking is, okay, you put him at risk. Why didn't you give the signal? And then I had to think, okay, I may think that way as a participant, never being an inmate. Carlos is thinking, we got to solve this like an inmate, which means that we all got to figure this out as a pod, because what he does can affect everybody. And it looks like from the previews of the next episode, even though they did all of that work to stop to get the shank out, now they're on lockdown, and now they're going through and getting all the contraband from everybody. And that is a suck ass feeling, because I got my pillows taken. We got books. It's just, we'll talk about that next week. But it's not a good feeling. And I understood a little bit more as I watched more. And then you said, I kind of pushed Nick to handle it. You kind of pushed Nick to handle it my ass. I was thinking, man, that's not cool, bruh. That's not cool. Again, tripolar. I was going through angry, scared, nervous, sad, mad, wanting to be like, why? Yeah, my nerves on edge getting that shank out. The look on your face, though, Carlos. The look on Carlos's face when he hears that it's another shank. He's like, oh shit, we got to do something. I was thinking, okay, leadership. When you was talking to him, like, hey, that jeopardizes everyone in the dorm. You can get out of here, or you can catch a fade by me. And dude was, he was willing to get the fade, but like Carlos said, I'm not gonna have to lay hands on you. It's enough people in here to know what's going on where they gonna handle it. So in the end, I think that I was very proud of Carlos and Darius. Carlos just gave me the tripolar bubble guts. Like, I needed some Mylanta, some Gas X, some Pepto-Bismol, some ginger ale, some peppermint water. I needed all of the above. Some Imodium AD, some extra soft toilet tissue, because Carlos had my nerves on edge. But that is, Carlos is good for TV. That's one of the reasons why Carlos is good for TV, because you think he's going to go one way, but then he goes another way, but then he kind of goes this way, but then you like, well, damn, I kind of understand why he goes that way. And he just sends you through an array of emotions. So I'm going to go ahead and end this reaction video. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and tune into the next reaction video, which we will talk about the women's pod. Thanks so much for tuning in, and Drama Queen is out.
Thanks for listening to the Drama Queen Perspective. Be sure to like and subscribe this podcast and share with the drama queens in your life. Until next time, this has been the Drama Queen Perspective.